All right, guys, we're going to start with notes 1.3. Okay, look in the corner. Notes 1.3, simplifying expressions. Okay, so our EQ, how do you simplify expressions? Okay, vocabulary, simplify. Well, we've already talked about it some in class. Okay, simplify is to make simple. To make it simple. Remember, we take these big old long messes, we make them smaller, and we make them manageable. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're simplifying. Okay, we are done when there is no more combining like terms, and excuse all those commas in there. I guess I just got comma happy or something. Okay, or distribution. Left to do. Okay, so simplifying means we're making it simple, making it manageable, and we are done when we can no longer combine any terms that are alike, and we don't need to distribute anything. Okay, but the big one is we can't combine anymore. Okay, some simple steps for this that you can follow. Okay, step number 1, you want to check for parentheses. Okay, you want to check for parentheses and make sure that you don't need to distribute. If you do have parentheses, then you need to distribute. Then again, you may not have parentheses. If you don't have parentheses, then no need to distribute. Skip that step. For the most part, though, at least with problems I give you to practice, you're going to need to distribute. So distribute first. Okay, get rid of your parentheses. Remember your order of operations. Okay, now step number 2, you want to look for like terms and combine. Okay, you want to combine like terms. Remember your 2 qualifications. Okay, remember that you need to have the same letter and the same exponent when you combine like terms. Okay, so remember, same letter and the same exponent. All right, then the 3rd step is you want to make sure that we are as simple as possible. Okay, I guarantee you it is not as hard as you guys are looking at it to be. Follow the steps and you'll be good. All right, 2 examples. First example, I've got -4 plus 7 times 1 minus 3m. If I follow my steps, step number 1, parentheses. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Use your parentheses. All right, get rid of them. Well, we know that we need to distribute. When we're distributing, remember, we are multiplying. Okay, multiplying. All right, everything on the outside to everything on the inside. And actually, you're not going to do everything on the outside. You're going to do the one factor, the one number right outside the parentheses. Remember your factor. If you don't remember what the factor is, look at notes 1.2. Okay, so since my parentheses are right here, my factor is 7. All right, I need to multiply everything inside the parentheses to that 7. So I'm going to multiply everything. This -4 out here, I can't do anything with that yet because that's not part of my factor. So I'm just going to bring that down, -4. Okay, then I've got a 7 times 1, all right, positive times a positive. That's going to be a plus 7, because remember I'm multiplying. Okay, and then I have a 7 times a negative 3m. Well, first, it's 21m. Okay, 7 times 3 is 21. But I've got a positive times a negative, which gives me a negative. All right, so remember your triangle. Write it down if you need to. Or if you learned the tic-tac-toe board, remember your tic-tac-toe board. Either one will work, okay? When you're multiplying or dividing positive and negative numbers, okay? Step number 2, look for like terms and combine. Well, let's see if we have any like terms. Remember, left to right. I've got negative 4 plus 7. Okay, well, I can combine those. They're both constants. Well, negative 4 plus 7 is going to give me a positive 3. Remember, you owe your friend $4. You pay them 7. That means they're going to have $3. So, $3. Then, let's cross those out because we've used them. All I have left is minus 21m. I can't do 3 minus 21m because 3 doesn't have an m. I remember I have to have the same letter and the same exponent. So I'm just going to bring that guy down because I can't just leave him and forget him and be like, nope, can't combine you, can't use you. Still part of the problem. Still must keep him in the problem and leave him there. Okay? Now, make sure we're as simple as possible. Can we combine anything else? No. Do I have any parentheses? No. There is my simplified expression. 3 minus 21m. That's my answer. Okay. Then for number 2, example number 2. I've got 2 sets of parentheses. Step number 1. Check for parentheses and distribute. Well, I have 2 sets. Okay. Left to right. Start left to right. First set has a factor of 3 on the outside. So I'm going to multiply that 3 to everything inside my parentheses. I've got 3 times 2y. Well, that's going to give me 6y. Then I've got 3 times negative 3. Well, that's going to give me a negative 9. Okay, keep going. Got rid of those parentheses. I've got a plus 2y. That doesn't have any parentheses next to it, but I need to drop it. Then I've got minus 5y plus 7 in parentheses. Okay, now some of you, it threw you off having that minus and then there's no number outside the parentheses. But there is, remember, there's an invisible 1. Okay, so you have that invisible 1, don't forget it. Write it in there if you need to write it in there. Okay, and then we get rid of our parentheses by distribution. Remember, when we're distributing, we're multiplying. So we're going to multiply that negative 1 into everything inside the parentheses. Okay, so I've got negative 1 times 5y, all right, which is going to give me a negative 5y. Then I've got negative 1 times 7, which is going to give me a negative 7. I look at it, there's no more parentheses, no more distribution. I can move on to step 2, which is look for like terms and combine them. Remember, same letter and same exponent. Look for like terms and let's combine. Well, I've got 6y. Okay, 6y minus 9. Can't do that because 9 doesn't have a y. Then I've got 6y plus 2y. I can do that because same letter, same exponent. 6y plus 2y is 8y. Okay. I've got 8y minus 5y, which again I can also do because same letters, same exponent. So I've got 8y minus 5y. That's going to give me 3y. Okay. I'm going to have 3y minus 7. I can't do that because 7 doesn't have a y. So I have 3y. All right. Now, I still need to finish. Okay. I've got negative 9 minus 7. I can combine those because they're both constants, right? So I've got negative 9 minus 7. Well, I'm in debt $9. All right. Then I asked to borrow another 7. So now I owe $16. Because I owe, it's going to be a negative 16. Get rid of that. Get rid of that because I've used them already. I have nothing else to do. All right. Now let's look at what we got. We got 3y minus 16. No more parentheses, so I don't need to distribute. And I can't combine 3y minus 16 because 16 doesn't have a y. So I have no more terms that I need to combine. We are as simple as possible, and that is our simplified expression. Okay? We are simply combining like terms and distribution into one problem. Take it step by step. Do these 2 you-try questions on your own. I'll give you the answers Monday to make sure that you got them correct, okay? But at the bottom, let's fill this out. In order to make expressions, because that's what we're working with, right? In order to make expressions simple, I must first, remember the first thing we needed to do was distribute, and then combine the, remember, like terms until I can't combine anymore and there are no parentheses.